Hi, welcome to Insight from the Torah portion and this Parshat Pinchas. We're going to talk about fear from death or anxiety from death and how to recognize it and how to deal with it. And we, as usual, we're connected to Parshat Shavua. We talk about Benot Zelfahad. And will be really interesting. So if you didn't register to the website yet, do it now. Subscribe to the channel so you can be part of this beautiful thing and support these classes. So not Zelfahad, they have something very special in their name. They're full of love to Israel, to the land of Israel, and they want a piece of land. That's what they're asking for. And their names in Hebrew, they mean movement. And basically what they do, they create a new movement and they want to move and change stuff in the world. So also girls can get nachala, can get a piece of land in Israel, because till then only boys were getting land. And let's see in their names, how their names are connected to movement. So the first goal is Noah. And Noah is from lanua, from to move. Milka is like molich, like to walk. Tirza is like running, larutz. Tirza, ratza. You hear the word ratza, run in the name. Machala is from like going in circles, machol, to dance in circles. And chogla is sorry, chogla is from going in circle, chug, b'magal, and machla is from like dancing, like going and dancing. Machol is like dance. So this 5 girls, Noah, Milka, Tirza, Machala, and Chogla, all the names are connected to movement in Hebrew. And basically they make a new movement and they change stuff in the world. Now also boys can get Nachala. It's like a big major thing. And it's very interesting that the name of their father, Zelofehad, if you break his name into 2, it's Sel v'Pachad, right? Zelofehad, you write it Tzadik, Lamed, Vav, Pei, Chet, Daled. Sel v'Pachad, because he was afraid. He was afraid from death. So his goals were about movement and life, and he was about being afraid from the death, because he was afraid he will die and there won't be a nachala, there won't be a piece of land after his name, because he have only goals. And Rav Nir Manusi, that he also has classes in English, and very fascinating. I have his book in Hebrew, Mizot Ola, about a woman from the Torah, and he talks Kabbalah and Chassidut about it. Really very interesting book. So he says that the fear of death is fear of a male for boys, because the male cannot give birth, and the only thing that comes out of him is sperm, and he always afraid that it will just will be spilled and will die without growing anything from it. And a woman, she's able to receive to receive it, and like a land to make it grow and make food out of it. In Hebrew, a fetus, a baby in the stomach, it's called pre-beten. Pre is like a fruit, and beten is a stomach, because it's like growing fruits in your stomach. It's like growing from the seeds. And basically what the woman does, she does like a tchiyat hametim. She's like making the dead seeds come back to life, and she sees the potential in them and make them grow and make them something real, like a baby. So this ability to like see the potential and stuff and grow is a power of women. And Bnot Zelfahad, basically the girls of Zelfahad, they that's what they come and say to the father fear, is exactly that is fear, that they will die with no land. And they come and they give an answer for that. And you can see in the psukim that the entire idea of Nachala is connected to death. When they open the chapter that talks about giving lands, Hashem says, Ish ki yamut, a guy that will die. And also the first words that not Zelfahad, the gods of Zelfahad, they say to Moshe is, Avinu met b'midbar. Our father died in the desert, and he died in his sin. But they're talking about death, yeah. And also, it's known that the last thing that a person do before he dies or when he dies is basically giving his land to the kids after him. So, and in that act, there's kind of tchiyat hametim, like making the death go back into life, because the nachala, it gets new lives, new owners. And basically when Bnot Zelfahad, the girls of Zelfahad, get the nachala of the father, they get the land for the father's name, they basically cure their father's fear. And as I said, those ideas are from Rav Nirman Yossi. So what CBT has to offer us for fear of death? So basically, it's important to understand that the fear of death is it's part of our life. Okay, we people and we die. And like we learned last week in Parashat Balak, we saw that everything has two sides. Anxiety has positive things and negative things. Anger has positive things and negative things. Everything has two sides. So also the fear of death has two sides, benefits and negative stuff. So the benefits are that the fear of death teaches us to be careful, because if we didn't care about dying, we can do stuff that are dangerous for us. It's basically protect us and help us to put boundaries. And also it's something that makes us move and do stuff, because we know we don't live forever. So okay, we need to act and do and influence the world, change stuff, and not just like be relaxed all day. And it's also kind of connected to, we talked about movement of Bnot Zelfahad, about their names. So it's also that makes us move. But it's negative when it comes out of proportion, and it's just make us don't actually influence the world and stop doing stuff because we're so afraid and think about death all day that it's actually make us do less because we're so busy just with our thoughts. So it can actually become into, it can actually become an anxiety of death. And it's called Tenactophobia, and it's basically that people are always thinking about that, and they have an anxiety from it, and it's very much influenced their life. And usually they're like thinking about it so much because they think that if they would think about it, it will prepare them how to deal with it when it comes. But thinking about it nonstop, it actually doesn't make you more ready to act. And in one point, the people get it, and they try to stop thinking about it. But the idea of trying to stop thinking about something makes you think about it more. Like if I say to you, okay, don't think now on a white elephant. Whatever you do, think about anything else, just don't think about an elephant in a color white. So because I say to myself, don't think, it actually makes me think more about it. And in Parashat Truma, I will put a link to the video. I explain a technique how to deal with bothering thoughts, like actually what I can do so I can deal with it and not just get more into them. And really beautiful technique. So you can, the link will be underneath the video. You can watch it. So what can I do if my kid is coming to me and says, oh, I have a fear of death, what should I do? So first of all, we should know that when a kid asks questions like that, it's probably not the first time he's thinking about it. He's probably thinking about it for a while, but just is not able to give himself good answer with his cognitive that he has, with his own tools. So then he comes to us and asks us questions. So what should we do? So first of all, it's important not to say, oh, forget it, it's not real, and don't give it any, like, don't care about it at all. You need to listen to them, and you need to let them feel that it's safe. And then you can give legitimation to it and say, okay, it's natural to be afraid, but you don't want to over say, yeah, you're right, it's so terrifying, I'm also afraid. Yeah, you don't want to give it too much place and give it like, make it like real and effective. You can, because then you can make the fear just grow. So you want to listen to him and not make fun of what he's saying, but also you don't want to like make too much a big deal out of it. And you need to understand and make separation between regular question of kids of like, oh, what happens after you die? They're just curious and they grow, and it's part of their process of growing. And like kids that actually have an anxiety and a problem. So how can I identify that it's not a normal situation? So I need to look at the way the kid or the person that I'm curious about if he has an anxiety or not, if it's normal or not. I want to look at the way he acts in the normal days. If he asks a lot of questions, obsessive way, and you also see that he has less, like he's in school, is like less focused, or his grades go down, or you see like a change in his activity in life. Somebody older, so he's like less able to go to work or less focused in his work. Also, we will see that he has less connection with friends, and changes in the way he sleeps or the way he eats. Like in sleeping, it can be that he sleeps more or sleeps less, or go to sleep really late or wake up very early. With eating, can be like eating more, eating less, or he has somatic symptoms that it's physical pain that you cannot explain it by like regular tests, like the blood test and every other test comes okay, but the kid still say that he has pain. So that can be a sign that he has an anxiety problem. So what will be other signs? So first of all, you will deal with it like every day. You will have thoughts about it and questions about it. And it can also, when he has an attack, he can sweat, and it will be hard for him to breathe. And he might say that he has like stomach aches, or his head is spinning, or like he feels like thrown up. And basically thoughts that are repetitive, if it's on death or in general, that's a sign of that something is problematic. When a kid say the same thought again and again, sometimes they will even use the same words. It needs to be a sign that something is wrong over here. And then we shall take him to a therapist and psychiater and check what's going on, psychiatrist. So in Parashat Vayechi, I gave a tool how to deal with anxiety, a general tool. So you can listen to that and get more ideas of what you can do. But it's important to see that if the anxiety makes the person less active and it's influence and suffering from it, you should go to a therapist. And I recommend to go to a CBT therapist, because CBT has proved from research that it helps anxiety, different kinds of anxiety, and also this kind. And I also can help you for Zoom. I do it all over the country, Zoom. And I also have a special thing that I call it hairstyling therapy, that I don't do on Zoom, I do in person. And maybe I will also start doing it with Zoom, but meantime I do it in person. And I put techniques of hairstyling together with CBT techniques. It's based on a research that I did in my master's, and it proved that it was helpful. So if somebody wants to hear more details about that, I have groups for that, and privately, like one-on-one. So all the information how to contact me is underneath the video. There's links, and you can see. You can also ask me questions underneath the video. There's places to ask questions. So I hope you enjoy those classes. You can support them, send them to other friends. You can also support me with donations, so I can continue doing those classes. And see you Bezat Hashem next week. Bye.